a lot to reflect on and take out of the latest installment of the Zondo Commission of Inquiry's report. Our senior reporter, Tumaole Mohlaoli, has been doing all the reading. Tumaole, you, of course, have been going through this report and specifically looking at some of the key issues that Zondo has touched on.
Absolutely, Kathy, and it's really been more of a reminder of what the state capture report was all about, and that reminder is certainly something that has brought to fore about the freezing of assets specifically linked to regiment's capital. Now, we would remember that there is now what is a groundbreaking ruling, if we look at that regiment's capital order, that has effectively overturned and overturning of a court process. Now, regiment's capital was involved, you would remember, in a multi-billion rand transaction with Transnet, whereby it ended up paying Gupta associate Salim Essa millions, tens of millions of rands for an acquisition of locomotives deal. Now, what then later happened is that the state applied to freeze regiment's capital's assets, particularly those belonging to 3 directors. Now, what had happened is that, of course, regiment's capital then applied back to the court to have those assets unfrozen, arguing that, of course, the directors did not have anything to do with the company's, interaction with an agreement with the state entity personally. That was approved, but now by a full bench. But now again, what the NPA has done is that it's gone back and said that that bench has erred in approving that particular application. So it means again that those implicated in wrongdoing in terms of benefiting from contracts with the state capture accused, in this instance, there would be regiment's capital, there will be Transnet, and there will be Salim Essa. The 3 directors of regiment's capital will then also now have to hand back the money. So the web just goes further and further.
And Tumaole, it's not just about the recovery of the money, but the directors, specifically the directors of regiments, could still very well have a case to answer to. And if anything else that this court finding does today is that it reopens the door for that process.
It certainly reopens the door for that process, because the previous ruling would have effectively meant that they were absolved of any responsibility or any wrongdoing. That is the impression that put across, and that is the impression that, of course, the NPA and state prosecutors felt was incorrect, because in trying to recoup the ill-gotten gains that were gained through the state capture project, particularly in the regiment's capital Transnet transaction, it is incumbent on the state in terms of its prosecution and in terms of its application to court to try and hold those who were behind the deal personally liable, to send a message that those who benefited from state capture will have to face the might of the law. Now, of course, regiment's capital had previously agreed to pay back some of the money. However, what the NPA is arguing is that the amount that was paid is just a fraction of the over 1 billion that was effectively looted from Transnet, and it wants that money back at all costs.